Hi viewers, welcome back to the Raw Stitches. Today we'll be looking at the cutting and the sewing of these beautiful fitted skirts with high waistband. Stay tuned to the tutorial, it will be an interesting one, and don't forget to subscribe, share, like, comment. Love you. The Raw Stitches. Today we'll be looking at the cutting and the sewing of a simple fitted skirt, straight skirt, and we will be needing 3 measurements. It's a very simple project that you can do within minutes. We'll be needing 3 major measurements: the waist measurement, the hip measurement, and the skirt length that we want. So stay tuned as you follow. I thank all my subscriber, the new subscriber and the old ones. I thank you, I bless you. I still need your support. Like my video, share my video, and I pray the Lord will bless you. Thank you very much. I love you all. To start with, you will be folding your material. To sew this type of skirt, you will need a stretchy material. You can see that my material is stretchy. One side is stretchy while the other side is not that stretchy. It's a little bit stretchy but not very stretchy. So the very stretchy, if you are using a two-side stretchy material, make sure that the side that is very stretchy goes to the horizontal measurement, while the side that is not very stretchy goes to your vertical measurement. So I folded my material into two. The waist length that I'll be using is the waist circumference, sorry, that I'll be using is 30, while the hip measurement is 38. Then the skirt length I want is 27. So just stay tuned and work. So after folding, I'm going to insert the length measurement and the hip measurement on my skirt. So just watch carefully. So the hip measurement, as I said, is 38. The 38, because my material is stretchy and I want it fitted, so I'm going to deduct 2 from that 38, and that will give me 36. So 36 divided by 4, I will have 9 inches. That 9 inches, I'm not going to add any seam allowance. If you want it a bit loose, you can add like half an inch seam allowance, but I want it very smart, so I'm not adding any seam allowance. But when I'm sewing, I'm going to take like an half inch. I'm not going to take more than half inch or even a quarter inch seam allowance. So 9, I'm having 9. My material is not that straight, that is why I want to take my knife from here, the taper end. So I'll be rolling. The edge of my cloth is not straight, so I have to roll my starting point. From this edge here, I'm going to take, it will have a band, it is having a band, so I'm going to leave 2 inches for the band. My way, rule out your half inch seam allowance. So for the beginners, let me just take it that way. So you rule out your half inch seam allowance. So now my band is 2 inches. On that half inch, I will place my tape in a way that the 2 inches will be exactly on the line, on the skirt line or the waistline, you can see. So I will now rule at 9, exactly 9. for the hip line. So at this 9, I'm going to take 9 inches from this line. From this line, from the hip line, I'll be taking the waist, the hip divided by 4, we said is 9. So I will take the 9 inches. This is the 9 inches here. I will take the 9 inches like this. Then on this waistline also, I'm going to take 9 inches as well, the hip measurement. And I will draw, it will be a straight line down to the hip line. From the waist to the hip line will be a straight line. Then from the waistline here to the hip line, let me turn my tape through this view because I'm having a band. So placing my 2 on this line, the waistline, not the seam allowance, the waistline. On the waistline here to the above knee for a tall person is usually 19. So I'm going to take 19. I will be marking as 19. So at this 19, I will just come in by 1 inch. So instead of taking 9 inches here, I will take 8 inches on this 19. Then I will mark out my skirt length, which is 27. My skirt length is 27. I will be turning in with just half an inch. A very, very tiny hem. That is what I want. So I'll be turning into just half an inch. So whatever I have here on this sling line, which is 8, that is what I'm going to bring down here. I'm going to mark 8 here as well. So from the nail line to the above nail line to the skirt length will also be a straight line. Now from the hip line to the above nail line, that is where the only place I have my curve. So I'll be using my curve ruler. If you don't have a curve ruler, you can easily come down from the hip line by 2 or 3 inches and draw a straight line to give the curve. So, but I'm having a curve ruler, so I'll be using my curve. Then I will cut out. It's just as simple as that. So after cutting, this is what I have. So I'm just going to cut this same thing for the back. This will be the front and this can be the back. Then I'm going to cut another one for this. Then I will cut the band. So let's cut the band now. So to cut the band, I said my band is 2 inches, but I'll be folding. The band will be in fold. So in fold, I'll be cutting out 3 inches, or I cut 6 inches straight, so that when I fold it, it will be 3 inches. Is either I cut 3 inches in fold like this, or I will cut 6 inches like this. So I just want the band a little bit high. That is why I'm adding extra 1 inch. It should be 2 inches, but there's extra 1 inch there, half inch for the same allowance and half inch to provide a bit height for the band. Then the waist I'm working with, I told us, is 30 inches because you remember we are working with a stretchy material. But for this band, I'm not going to deduct 2. I want it to be very firm at the band area. So I'm going to deduct 4 from the band. So 30 minus 4 will give me 26. So my 26 now, if I'm cutting in fold, my 26 will be a long strip. But if I'm cutting in fold, I will cut out 13, which is half of 26. So let me say that again. My 26 will be a long strip, not dividing it. But if I'm cutting in fold, I will cut 13 inches. So when I now open it up, it will give me 26. The 13 inches is with the same allowance, please. This sewing does not have any seam allowance, so I'm not adding any seam allowance. So this is my 13. Then I'll be taking 6 inches this way. So I'm working with the yard. I'm cutting from a 1 yard fabrics. So if peradventure you have about half a thruster, it will still do for the material, for the sewing, depending on the size of the person. So you see that even from my 1 yard, which is 36 inches, I still have a lot of material left over. So after marking out like that, I will just cut out. So after cutting out, this is what I have, the long strip. I hope you can see. So I'll just unfold. This is how it will look like. Now I have cut out the second one. You can see the first one and the second one. The next thing now is to go to the, you see that it's exactly the same thing. The next thing now is to go to the machine. So to go to the machine is just a very, very simple sewing. I will open it up like this, and I'll be taking it down. I will lay it one on the other. So I will just lay it this way. Then on this side, I will sew down, taking a 1/4 of an inch or 1/3 of an inch. The same thing goes to this side. I will just sew it down like this. Then for the band, this is right side to right side. My right side is here when my wrong side is out. Then for the band, the same way, right side to the right side, my wrong side is out. So I will also do it this way. Fold it, then take 1/4 of an inch or 1/3 of an inch, and I will sew it down. So after sewing, this is what I have. You can see I have overlocked the edges. I overlocked the edge and the head. Then I just sew a straight line, taking 1/4 of an inch. I hope you can see, just like I said. Then after turning, I will just hem this place round, very thin for the hem. Just take my 1/2 inch and sew round for the hem. Then for this band, you see I just join the band together. So for this band, I'm going to open up like this. So you can see I've ironed to open it up. So after opening it up, you just fold in the wrong side like so. Just fold in the wrong side. So after folding in the wrong side like this, you can see how I'm folding now. I hope you can see all the edges are matching. So after folding in, I'm going to overlock round. So after overlocking this is what I have. I hope we can see it. Then we have this. I'll sew around this. I hope we can see. The next thing now, I'm going to turn to the waist. This is the waist. I hope we still remember. So I'm going to turn to the waist. I have this edge and this edge. Then I'm going to fold this way. The edge, one edge to the other edge. And I will pick it up at the middle. Just like this. And I will notch. So making 4 points. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one. So the same thing, I'm going to mark out 4 points for this band also. So the first thing is this edge, I will just stretch it this way and notch. Then I will bring this edge to this side like this. So after bringing this edge to this side like this, then this will be the center, and I will notch at this side as well. I will notch at this side as well. You can hear the sound of my lovely baby. She's my lovely girl. So after notching, then I will pick each side to each side. But this place that is joined, I will make sure is at the edge, at the side. So I'm fixing that first. It will be something like this, so that we can understand. You see how I'm passing the skirt, the band. You can see I just pass it through, and this is all around the skirt now. Then this side, I will bring it down to the hem side and hold with the half fix pin. Then I will look for the second notch, and the second notch on the band. I will also hold it together with the half fix pin again. The third notch now, the third notch on the band and the second edge, the second seam side of the skirt, I will hold with the pin. Then the last notches, I will hold together with the pin. So this is what I'm having. Excess is at my skirt because the skirt waistline is the measurement of the hip, but I don't have any excess at my band. So next, I'm going to take it to the machine just like this. So by the time I want to sew, I'm going to pull this to fall in line. I will pull it very well and make sure that it fits, it sizes the edge. You can see. So as I'm sewing, I will make sure I pull to make the edge of the skirt size the edge of the band. So by the time I finish sewing, I will come and show you. So after joining the band, this is what I have. You can see how it looks. It looks as if there's a gathered here, but by the time I rock it, everything will be straight. The gather will disappear. There's the gather effect because the band is smaller to the waistline, but by the time I wear it and the waistline is completely stretched, then this gather effect will disappear. It's just a simple project. You can try yours. Thank you for viewing. I will drop my social handle on the description box. You can just join me there and send your comments. Please share my video, like and comment. Thank you. Love you all till we meet in the next lesson. Bye.